Welcome to the podcast. What a show. What do you like, Swan?
Nothing.
Whoa, man.
Oh, excuse me, Larry Emdur. I love him.
Oh, yes. How'd you go last night?
He's a star, and he joins us. It was very nice to be asked to host his Q&A at Robinson's Bookstore in Frankston.
The amount of push-ups he did before he came into the studio today.
He was all up like a long-distance swimmer going across the channel.
He did. He
wasn't
looked like,
Really?
like a bag of walnuts.
Also, Tuesday's very special because radio royalty joins us every week, Tony Martin, which was played a bit of Sizzletown. Look, enjoy that.
Absolutely. And you know what?
Yes.
I got to track down Tom Brodie. And I reckon I'm going to beat you two putzers to get to him. You got Lizzo, Christine. Sam, you got Don Johnson. I thought he was dead.
John,
Take that back.
I'm going to bet.
Yes.
What can I bet on it? I'm going to bet Larry Emder's book on it that I'll get Tom Brodie.
Whoa.
Wow, high stakes. There's three of them in this studio.
Enjoy the podcast.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Well, good morning, Melbourne. We're waking up to the sober news that our Olivia has passed away.
Yeah, Olivia Newton-John. It's so sad, Christine Swan.
It's so sad and so shocking. Obviously, we knew that she'd been unwell for a very long time, but it's always shocking when it happens, and she is a true Australian icon.
Global legend.
Yes.
Absolutely. Those black leather pants are Sandy.
And she was really the first to sort of overcome that cultural cringe where, you know, Australians never feel good enough to be on the international stage. And then all of a sudden, you know, in the late 70s, or early 70s actually, 60s, she was an American, you know, she made it in America.
She did,
which
yes,
was
absolutely.
just massive in Greece and, you know, before that as well.
Was she ever involved in the throw a shrimp on the Barbie campaigns or any of that sort of stuff, Sonny?
Good question. I would assume so.
I remember her because I think watching Greece as a young fella, and I think my old man might have
Yes.
informed me that it was his first crush.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mind you, he wouldn't have been on his Pat Malone as a young Aussie male. I wouldn't have thought.
No, my dad loved her.
When she said the word Australia in that film, I'm like, Americans know we exist.
I know,
What the hell?
absolutely. Absolutely. And let's not forget Koala Blue. Does everybody remember Koala Blue?
No.
She had a store, a fashion label, Koala Blue, in the 80s that had a store on like Rodeo Drive or something. And
Really?
it was the must-have thing. She didn't have a store here in Australia, so whenever anybody went overseas,
go over there.
you could get a Koala Blue
Did the Yanks
t-shirt.
love it?
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
would have loved it.
Yeah.
You would have been able to
A
buy
little
it.
corner of Australia in America, I think, was the tagline.
Could you buy a hat with some corks hanging off it?
Yeah, highbrow.
It was far more cool
it was
than
fancy,
that.
was it?
Yeah.
No cork hats?
No
can't
cork
believe
hats.
that.
Come on.
What's going on?
That's
Well, I was
oversight.
missed by OBJ.
Larry Emder's on today. We're going to play the teleprompter game. How good? Tony Martin, because it's Tuesday. And some spicy block news next, John.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
it's got some big stories for you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. If you're going on a holiday, what if it? It's got absolutely everything. More Olivia Newton-John tributes later.
Absolutely. Swanee, we're loving The Masked Singer, but over on the other channel, The Block has started as well. So you're going head-to-head. It's not about that, Swanee. It's not a rivalry, but there's a big story last night on The Block when Joel Patfull and his partner, Al Ferguson, they were the big names. They were sort of the big Instagram names. And I know Jolie because I played with him at the Brisbane Lions, Swanee.
Okay, so he's a footy player, all right.
Footy player. He's a good player. But now he's sort of... He's more like the handbag now, I would have thought, because Al's a big Instagram star.
Right.
Jolly goes around, cruising around with him, taking a few photos, travelling around the world.
Is this the couple that left The Block?
Absolutely, Swanee. And they left last night. So it's obviously been in the papers. It's been in the news for a little while. But unbelievable. I didn't realise they did a challenge last night. They did the front bedroom, and they copped a little bit of feedback from the judges. So when the judges sort of gave them the feedback, Shana, Neil and Darren, Darren said it was too Bondi because for a country setting, Swanee, because they're out towards Gisborne. And then Shana said they've smashed the life out of this home, and that breaks my heart. So, a bit of strong feedback there. Now, they're standing there in the studio, so Shana's gone whack. Then Neil was a little bit softer. He just said they need to have respect for the original bones of the
Sounds
house
like
on
they
there.
really did a ripping, roaring number on it.
They did a number on this joint.
It actually it looked okay, but it didn't quite fit the country setting, as they said, Swanee. And Jolie sort of leant over to Al and said, just smile, while the judges were giving their verdicts. But unbelievably, then they were obviously sent home. Home they went.
They weren't sent home. They opted to leave.
No, as in sent home back to the construction site.
Oh, okay.
After the judging. And then the next morning, there was a big promo shots with all the contestants.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen. This is Scott talking to the producers. They've just pulled him aside. Said, Scotty, we need to have a brief chat.
They've left the show.
Yeah.
What, no, just now, this morning?
Just now.
What, after 2 days?
One challenge. They just don't feel like it's right for them.
Really? Why would you leave after 2 days?
Why would you leave after 2 days?
Fair question, Scotty.
Scotty was devastated because he was walking over to their room, their house, with a taxidermy dog, just to show him.
Yes, he was. He has got his dog on there
Look
as
at
well.
my
He's
dog.
Kelpie.
Well, he's just gone, you know what this room needs? A dead dog with a glassy expression.
Apparently it wasn't on brand for them to be there, Swanee.
A formerly alive canine.
Yes.
Wasn't on brand to be around a formerly alive canine. And also the toilet paper was a bit too scratchy. This is where Scotty addressed the rest of the contestants and broke the news to them.
I've just found out that Joel and Elle are on their way to the airport. They have left the show.
Seriously?
Gone.
No way.
They are gone.
They are gone.
I like that.
They are gone.
Did they give us some reasons why?
Nah, it wasn't on brand, Swanee, apparently. And then, I think Jolie's mum apparently was sick. There's all sort of differing stories,
Yeah,
differing
that's the story
accounts
I
of it all. But I tell you what, they are gone now, Swanee.
They are gone.
And Scotty went on to call it piss poor and un-Australian.
Whoa.
Well, I don't think it is un-Australian, Swanee, to quit after 2 days. So I'm putting it out there, 13-24-10.
Yes.
We've all got a story like this.
Yes.
How long did it take you to quit? This is a celebration, Swanee.
Absolutely.
Did you get to work one morning, maybe you hung over as shit,
Yes.
and you thought, bugger this, I'm not putting up with this crap.
This is not on brand for me.
This is not on brand for you, Swanee. You're at the sandwich store.
Yeah.
That wasn't on brand for you.
No, it wasn't.
You
just got in the
whipped-
car.
Yeah.
Hey, whipped off the apron and thought, stuff it, I'm out of here.
They are gone.
13-24-10.
Megan from Heathmont, when did you quit?
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Good, Megsy.
Brownie legend.
Yes.
Yeah. When did you quit, Megs?
I was 15, got my first job in a sock factory, and at lunchtime, I said I was going to get lunch, and I left and never went back. And here's the kicker: I hate feet.
Really?
What'd you take the job for in the first place, Megs?
Because my mum said I couldn't leave school if I didn't get a job.
Yeah. So, did you hate feet before you worked at the sock factory or because of the sock factory?
Before.
Really?
Before. I just had to take the job, and I didn't tell her for a week that I didn't have the job.
I know that it's, bad and it's quitting and blah, 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 but what a delicious feeling at lunchtime when you went, guess what? I'm the boss of me and I'm not going back.
100%. I was so proud of myself because I was so young and scared, but I did it.
Shame Megan didn't make it to the Christmas party. The sock factory Christmas party would have really gone off,
Socks are handy late in the night at those Christmas parties.
Dazza, how'd you quit? What were the circumstances?
Morning, gang. I was doing a scaffolding job. Had the job for about 3 hours and carrying way too much shit on the old shoulders.
Yes.
And then said to the boys, hey, look, I'm going to head down to the shop and get you some coffees, my treat. And I didn't come back with any coffees or any job.
That's great.
I didn't want to borrow it. That shit was killing me shoulders. I didn't want to borrow it.
Well, that's hard work. Scaffolding's hard work. Absolutely going up and down. Hey, Daz, did you, like a serial killer, going back to the scene of the crime, did you drive past on your way back home?
Nah, no chance. Went home, fed up on the couch, watched the movie.
Those poor men waiting in the sun for their Dare iced coffee.
I know.
The coffees would have been shit anyway.
I love that, Daz.
So you did them a favour, Daz, really.
Absolutely.
I bet you Daz would have gone home and watched Predator or one of the Rocky movies, something like that. You
Ready,
wouldn't-
steady, cook, depending on the year it happened.
Dean, what do you got for us in Berwick?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hi,
bro.
Dino.
No.
Yeah, no, Smoko. I lasted two hours.
What? What were you doing?
Concreting.
Oh, yeah, tough job.
The foreman was must have had a hard night before and was paying out on the boys and that. It sort of got a bit tense there before Smoko, so I had my piece and left side.
How long ago was this, Dino?
Probably about 20 years ago now when I was around 30.
Did anybody ever call you and say, hey, where did you go?
Oh, yeah, of course. The owner of the company rang me and asked me to come back and I laughed and I said, not a chance.
Good on you, Dean.
We were all concerned you were going to knock him out. That peanut was in
Basically,
charge. Yes.
It got tense. Yeah.
Well, you've got some donuts now. Who would have thought that doing that 20 years ago would get you Daniel's Donuts in the future?
It's all been worth it.
Oh, look at that. What a bonus.
And
Walk
Daniel's
away,
dozen,
spend a
which
bigger
is 13 donuts.
13 donuts, the ultimate smoko.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Lisa Curry. She was the caterpillar on The Masked Singer. And her performance of Cloudy Day brought Chrissy to tears.
There was just something about your performance. I'm getting a little bit emotional thinking about it. So I know what you've been through. Yeah. And I think it was all in it. It was just beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's Lisa.
Beautiful Lisa Curry. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'll never forget the joy to see your beautiful face popping out of that giant pink caterpillar.
Funny thing was, I looked at some of the other costumes and I thought, gee, they're very skinny people in those costumes.
How was the experience for you, Lisa? I mean, from competing on a world stage to that, big change.
Oh, look, it was so much fun. It was just so much fun. And, swimming and athletics is only a moment in time in your life. But singing is forever, isn't it? And I think I represent all those people who think we can sing. We sing out loud, we sing in the car, we sing at karaoke. Well, we call it karaoke.
Yes.
Think we're pretty good. And but I represent all of those people, but sing out loud people, because it's good for the soul. And Chrissy, I know you were a little bit emotional, but I couldn't look at you. Because I'd already been crying that morning with Gary Pinto, my vocal coach, and it was really hard to get myself together. And I couldn't look at you because I would just start all over again.
I thought that might have been the case.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Now, Lisa, don't normalise your voice. To me, it's like a solid primary school teacher level voice singing to the kids. Let's just have a little look.
I think it's beautiful.
Hello, kids.
This was fun.
It was so gorgeous. I was sad to see you go, obviously, but also the caterpillar, because it was one of my daughter's favourite masks.
Yeah, it was very, very cute. It was funny because Flynn, my little 4-year-old grandson, he's sitting on my left right now, when we were watching last night, he looked over and said, "We sing that song, Granny." Because we were practicing in the car, because I knew he wouldn't have a clue. So we used to practice it in the car, and he said, that's the song that we used to sing. So, it was lots of fun. I just wished I could have kept going. As I said to you on the night, I was really looking forward to my second song, which was Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye. But at least now I've got a few more songs in my repertoire for my karaoke.
Absolutely, you do. Did you put your neck out throwing that mask off, Lisa? It looked like a fair effort.
I couldn't get it off. It was because you're all strapped inside, and that mask in particular, I couldn't move. I only had little flippers. All I could do was tap myself or wave one flipper. That's the only movement I had. So I was all strapped up inside, and they had to undo the straps, but it was still kind of caught. But getting the mask off was so much fun.
I was trying to get the kids to bed. I was going, hurry up and get that bloody mask off for you, Lisa.
To catch up, hit up 10 play. You can see the first 2 eps. But Lisa Curry-Kenny, can we talk about the Olympics and specifically
the Com Games?
The Com Games and just what it's like to live in these little communities for the duration of the games. I've got a few questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Are they a full hookup zone for everyone? Is that true about these places?
Pretty much, yes, it can be. Yeah, I mean, you have a smorgasbord to choose from there. And, athletes tend to, hang with athletes because they understand each other. And, there's been lots of relationships made in games history.
What nations were what nations are the ones you want to steer clear of, Lisa, in the village, if you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, are we talking on Olympic level or Commonwealth Games level?
Probably Commonwealth Games level.
Yeah.
Oh, no one. Everyone. Don't steer clear of anyone. It's all for fun.
Well, Lisa Curry, thanks again for joining us. And looks like you and Swanee had a real bond. It was lovely.
I've got one more question for you, Lise.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you've absolutely embraced the role of granny, and I love that. And your latest grandchild, what's his name?
Well, Flynn is sitting with me now, and I have Taj and Kit. Say hi, Flynn. Say hi to Kristen. Hi, Kirsty.
Hi, Flynn. I want to talk about Kit. Did you know that I've got a Kit?
Oh, have you got a Kit too?
Yes, I do. And I wondered if you stole my son's name.
No, sorry, it was after Jon Snow.
I love it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is great.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Hit up the Mars Singer 7:30 tonight on 10 or catch up on 10 play.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. The great Larry Emdur later. Come on.
Oh, my God. Human sunshine. On his way, en route,
Lazarus,
to this studio.
Do you reckon he'll be oiled up today?
If there's a God.
I hope so.
Oiled up.
Shirtless and oiled up.
Speaking of shirtless and oiled up, one of my favourite things in the entire world, apart from Larry Emdur, is an oiled up banh mi. Now, if you're not across banh mis, they're called lots of different things. I think Sam calls them pork rolls, but they are a Vietnamese staple. Oh, my God, I'm salivating just thinking about it. It's a crispy French roll filled with the most delicious, I'm going to say, go with the crispy pork. You can get other fillings, but pork is the best. Lots of coriander, lots of chili.
Because of the French influence on Vietnam?
Correct.
Thank you.
Lots of pâté. There's another little example of the French influence. And they are the most delicious thing in the known universe, to the point where when I was in Sydney, I'd heard that the best banh mi was at Top Ride Baker's house, and it cost me $85 in an Uber there and back.
Worth it.
To buy a $10 banh mi, and you know what? It was worth it. The second choice, when you Google best banh mi in Sydney, a place in Haymarket called Sydney Pork Rolls comes up, as well as Top Ride Bakery. And they are in the news at the moment because of a controversial decision to charge for a service. And I want your opinion, Brownie, and your opinion, Dino, and yours too, 13 24 10. What do you think? I've got a very staunch opinion about this. On the menu, there's, all these combos, extra coriander, 50 cents, blah, 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 extra pâté, 50 cents. To cut the banh mi in half.
Yes.
Is a 20-cent fee.
Really?
Come on.
And then if you want each of those halves in a bag, 10 cents.
Turn it up.
So if you and I went, Dino, because they are huge, they're huge, and it's very fair to just go halves with someone. Definitely you and I, Brownie, if we went to get a banh mi, we'd have half.
Okay.
So that makes perfect sense to me. 30 cents, 15 cents each, and we get a banh mi in a bag each. It does take extra labour, so I'm all for it.
As
I
in
think it's
separate
fair.
bags.
Yes, I think it's fair. 30 cents to cut it in half. These places have queues out the door.
Oh, yeah.
Time is of the essence.
Oh, yeah, and they have to clean the knife after every cut for the next role probably.
One word springs to mind.
Yes, John?
Boycott.
Whoa.
Really?
I'd be boycotting that. Like, there's just a... Swanee, you've got to put a monetary figure beside the bad publicity. And you are now in the negative because we're reading about this in the news.
I disagree.
No way. You're going, what absolute tight asses. How they can't at least take the 3 seconds it would take to cut it in half and separately bag it as a gesture of goodwill. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
They don't need
Go and tell your friends.
No, they don't need your goodwill.
Well, they might need it after this article because people will be boycotting.
No, the goodwill is right there in the bun.
Not anymore.
I would have paid $1. I would have paid $1.
Have you lost your mind?
Nope, to have it cut up and separate. And then
somebody's doing okay. We know you're on the Masked Singer at the moment.
Jennifer,
things are okay.
Are you on the outrage train here, Jennifer?
Pardon? Yes, I think it's outrageous. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
Really, having to pay to have someone cut it when they're already providing the service.
But this is not like a $100 thing. This is an $8 bun.
Swanee, I can understand corkage if you go to a BYO restaurant.
No, see, I don't. Why is it $4 per person or $10 per person?
Well, because you're bringing the grog. I can understand that, Swanee. They've got to make some sort of money, but they're making plenty out of that pork roll or whatever you call it.
Welcome, Grog, to the show.
Grog is one of the great words.
Sit down, Grog. Great to see you.
Anyway, I'm for it. And next time I'm in Sydney, I am 100% going to Sydney Pork Rolls in Haymarket.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. You're going to need a few extra layers today. I'm definitely going to be sporting the balaclava when I'm out walking for Fred's Big Run. Get behind me if you possibly can as well. You can donate via my Insta page. Little plug there. And welcome to the show, Sam Pang.
Well, what am I going to wait for plugs for? Why don't you just get it straight into me?
Sorry, I didn't know it was going to happen. It just came out, flew out of my mouth.
Well, despite that, good morning, everyone.
Yes.
No, it's good to see you all. Although I did see you both on the television last night, so it's
and we saw you.
Saw you as well, Sam.
Settle down. Very hard to get rid of you at the moment. Do you mean? It's nice to... And good morning, Dick.
I know, I was on RBT.
Yes, you were.
Crime Stoppers. Yeah. When are you gonna
Does
be
it
on?
hurt when they scrape your tongue?
It does, yeah. It tickles the first couple
When's this young talented boy over there going to get back on television?
I want to get on Ready, Steady, Cook. I want to reboot Ready, Steady, Cook.
Oh, mate, I would watch that.
Or Who Dares Wins.
What's that one?
You could host
the Whitney one?
Who Dares Wins, you could host.
I'll be Mike Whitney.
You'd be so good. You'd be good at anything.
Anyway.
Great to be here.
Great to see you, Sammy.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Well, thank you for asking and / watching. These two big Lisa Curry.
Yes,
the
Lisa
Masked
Curry.
Singer.
How are you enjoying the lead-in?
It was a good lead-in.
I'm really enjoying it.
Strong lead-in, Swanee. The caterpillar, it feels funny, though, to actually say it. Spoiler alert, because it's a bit of a family show. And a lot of families would be recording it, I'm going to sit down and watch it tonight.
I agree. I feel uncomfortable, but it is what it is.
What time did Thingo start? What time have you been paying attention to start? Exactly how many minutes late?
8:40?
No, it was about 8:53. No, it was scheduled for 8:50. Okay. So it was only like 2 or 3 minutes late.
Okay.
Because of your show.
Je m'excuse.
Well,
Come on, so far 2 icons on Masked Singer. Lisa Curry and Ryan Maloney. Toadfish.
Once again, how'd you get them? But if anything, a couple of blokes on your show could be voted off at the end of it. That'd be either Rewalt or Lion. That'd be good if one of them went. No. Not you, big fella.
No, of course not.
Anyway.
Never you.
Swanee, there's just on my little show after yours, things that there's so many things that you don't get to during our week that I learned. Did you know that Ivana Trump was, the first wife of Donald she passed away recently? You know where she was buried, don't you?
On his golf course?
What?
Do you know that, Jonathan?
It's a great place to be buried. What a spot.
What a spot, eh?
What a spot.
What a spot. That's
I would have my ashes just sprinkled everywhere. Mainly in the rough. That's usually where my balls go, but not on the fairway.
Ashes.
That was unusual.
I thought it was too. She was actually buried in a bunker, and then they raked sand over her gently as the music was on. Yeah.
That's nice.
And the funeral kept having to be stopped so that golfers could play through. So I don't know how much of a touching tribute it was, by the way. But I think that I don't know how. Do you think that would her final wish, Swanee?
I think it's I
want to be buried on my ex-husband's golf course.
Having said that, the first thing that struck me was because he's, a despicable person, It surprised me.
There's your left-wing latte sipping.
Yeah, absolutely. It just surprised me that they were so amicable in the end that, he wanted her buried. I don't know. I just thought that they were obviously still good friends.
I'm hoping to be amicable when the inevitable happens. Hey, Andrew Bolt, apparently, you know how the Prime Minister was on the show last week? Apparently, Andrew Bolt said that Anthony Albanese cheapened the office of the Prime Ministership by appearing on our show.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Well, it was on Sky News. Who would have seen it? But
Speaking of despicable men.
no,
If you missed Albo on Pang's show.
That's just mean, Sam.
That's just mean.
there was a lot of that. Hey, Paul Kelly, you've got a mural in Fitzroy, don't you?
Yeah, at the Royal Derby.
And
At the front with Kevin Murray.
Paul Kelly has a laneway named after him in Adelaide, his hometown.
Perfect.
Street, not bad, is it?
Where is it?
Well, it's in Paul Kelly Laneway.
No. Where is the street?
I don't know, Swan. What's Rundle Mall, and then I'm out.
Okay, all right,
I
sure.
was certain he was going to roll with Snowtown.
How far? Yeah, I know. How far is it from the Great Crazy Horse?
Has Adelaide got a crazy horse?
They did. It was Major's favourite venue when he went over there.
Yeah, that was where he did all his corporate entertaining.
And Shannon Knoll got kicked out.
The ladies
of
are
course he
lovely.
did.
Shannon Knoll
Yeah.
got kicked out uttering the words, "Don't you know who I am?" One of the great Crazy Horse moments.
We had a gold medalist on from Tinker Easton. Good name, by the way.
Yeah.
Judo.
Judo.
I asked her.
We've had a good history of judo
Really?
competitors.
Have we?
So name some of the greats, John.
Well, there was someone's daughter, famous famous entertainer's daughter, who
Lauren.
her name alludes Lauren. It's like an equivalent of like a Johnny Young.
Yeah,
like
I
someone very
saw
similar.
her the other
She
day.
won the Olympic Games gold medal.
She did.
Punchy.
In judo.
Yeah, and
did,
you would know her.
I only brought this up as you furiously Google.
Lauren Burns.
Lauren Burns.
Yeah. I think it's Ronnie Burns' daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a really nice woman.
Ronnie Burns from the Geelong player.
No,
No.
the entertainer.
The Ronnie Burns, the entertainer. Yeah, that was a famous gold. She was a famous gold medalist for
Yes.
Australia.
Kill me.
Thanks, Swanee. Thanks for your support.
After you kill
Always,
Dino, can
Jonathan.
you kill me after that?
Yes.
Always.
I only mentioned it because I asked her about, you know how karate is well represented in popular culture?
Yeah.
I asked her about judo, man. And anything coming to mind? Because this was what I learned last night.
Yes, that guy that the secret footage of the guy that was going to the Chinese restaurant, the pest.
I see you know your judo.
That guy.
Yes, that guy.
No, she didn't go with that guy. A succulent Chinese meal guy. No, she didn't go with that.
I see you know your judo well.
She didn't go with that guy. But
I've
that's
had my penis.
I tried to track him down. But
He's the best.
John Wick uses judo.
Yes.
Does he?
Yes. I thought that was...
And guns, though.
There is the guns. The last thing I heard, as speaking about lead-ins, one of the lead-ins that I'm always thrilled with for having for Front Bar is when America's Got Talent's on.
Yeah.
Right? They haven't done it as much, but don't worry, I'll never forget.
No.
Waiting there at 9:37 as some dancing bear in America is on stage.
Got the golden buzzer though.
That episode almost killed me.
Oh, I know.
You should have seen him. You asked Malloy and Ma. But anyway, on America's Got Talent, 88-year-old Penny Starr was on there, Brown.
Good name as well.
Yeah,
Great
good name for...
Is that a stage name, is it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, her act was to strip.
Oh,
That was
really?
Yeah.
She's got a bit of Deb from West Footscray about her.
88-year-old Penny Starr was on America's Got Talent. The judges made her feel at home by slipping $1 bills into her colostomy bag. But also, they're very, very a family affair. Her children were all there in the audience, Brownie, Phoenix, Trinity, Charisma, and Cinnamon, all proud as punch to see their mum up there at 88.
Charisma's spelt with a K, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Where?
I want to go back to Bali. I haven't been for so long.
Sorry, Dana.
I was saying, what if it's...
What if it?
What if? Jump on What If and get over to Bali, Swanee, or anywhere else. Friday night footy, the crew in there, we've lost the plot in the Fox footy.
Great.
We love Friday nights. On air, Gary Lyon. Well, no, behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Gary's,
Sorry, I was just speaking as a viewer. I thought, yeah, you have.
Well, not last Friday night. Melbourne versus Collingwood. It was a huge game. And we called Bucks in. Yeah, so Bucks, there's Gary Lyon, myself.
What do you mean you called Bucks in?
Nick
He's on the
Rewalt.
books. He works there.
Well, he doesn't normally work Friday
No,
nights.
20 of the Friday night footy crew is G. Lyon, Rewalt and Brown.
And Johnny Ralph for the news.
Whoa.
We crossed it, Johnny Ralph.
Yeah,
from time to time.
Ralphie.
Yeah, Ralphie. Yeah. So he's invested in all this stuff behind the scenes. And we've got an analyst as well, Hoynie. Hoynie's a ripper.
Oh, I thought the analyst was Kingy.
No, he has Friday nights off. He's a Thursday night operator.
The
and
lab
he comes in for Sunday nights.
The lab is dark.
Yes.
So they turn the lights off for a couple of days or Kingy is not in the lab.
Bunsen burner's just slowly bubbling away.
That's right. So, and
washing his beakers.
Absolutely. He has a night off. We give him the night off. So Hoynie comes in.
I don't know. Has Hoynie ever been in front of camera?
No, Hoynie doesn't get in front of him. He just gives us the gold behind. Hoynie, he's a star, Swanee.
He's a star?
He's the star. He's like the Wizard of Oz.
What's his real name?
He's just behind the screen, Swanee. He's just peddling away, doing all that sort of stuff. And obviously we're just throwing the gold out there for the public to hear and see.
So did you describe it as gold?
Gold.
Yep.
Absolute gold. When it comes to numbers and analytics and...
Fool's gold, am I right?
Jumbo. But Hoynie's a beauty. So, but what we do is, because we present the game before the game.
Yes.
And then we go up and we watch it on the couch and we sort of jot a few notes down, have a chat to Hoynie. What are the numbers saying, Hoynie? That sort of stuff.
Hoynie.
And obviously there's a bit of eating gets done. You have a bit of a feed and then you get a bit peckish for after half time. And what's become a big thing is who's getting the ice creams. Now, behind the scenes...
What do you mean, shout-wise?
Yeah, that's right. There's a 7-Eleven across the road. So... The man operating the 7-Eleven, he's had to put an extra freezer on because the Golden Gate times, Swanee, have been very, very popular in the last few weeks. So, this poor bugger's just getting cleaned out of Golden Gate times.
What are the other options?
Well, that's all we saw. So it's become a real trend, the Golden Gate times. Well, what happens last week is Hoynie's missus, she decides to get invested in this story. So he turns up with 2 boxes of Maxi Bonds. And
Maxi Bonds are great.
You know, the 4-packs of Maxi Bonds.
Mrs. Hoynie is a genius. She does everything.
Well, what's great about them?
Mrs. Hoynie is a tight ass.
Oh,
what?
She is. She's smart with her money.
This is what's happening. She's gone, hang on a minute. Why is there every third week $60 spent at the 7-Eleven?
You're not making Hoynie get it at all anyway, are you?
Well,
the money you three are on.
No, he just felt as if he had to contribute. So he's obviously sent the message. The missus down there getting food for the kids, doing the groceries, the families.
I'm surprised she hasn't sent in a 4-litre bull of Neapolitan and a scoop for you guys.
Well, I tell you what, it was scandalous, and she was furious, Swanee, when the Maxi Bonds didn't get eaten 2 weeks ago. So obviously Hoynie went home with that information. He didn't talk about the game, went home with the information and said, the boys didn't like the Maxi Bonds.
Sorry, but Sam, are you with me when I say that the Maxi Bond is superior to the Golden Gate Home?
Well, not a Fox footy, Swanee.
They're my favourite too. And Maxi Bond is beautiful. And do you eat the crunchy bit first or the biscuit end?
The crunchy bit first.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, Gary and Rui didn't think that. Gary and Rui and Bucks didn't think that.
Well, they just waved them off.
They waved them off. So Mrs. Hoyne, she's gone out and she's had another crack. So she's down shopping during the week. And
Rainbow Paddle Pop.
No, she's decided to switch it up, Swanee.
Bubble bins. Bubble Bills.
No, Bubble Bills. That would have been a good option because you get the chewy at the end, of course.
The nose.
Yes.
No, she's gone for the drumsticks. She's gone for the 2 4-pack of drumsticks.
You can't start with the Maxi Bond and go back to the drumsticks.
She's missed again, brother.
She's gone with a box of choc mints and a box of boysenberry.
Oh, good choices, though.
And that news came across Gary Lyon's desk just before half-time. And then we couldn't get out of the halftime break quick enough because all of a sudden a big blue's broken out between Nathan Buckley and Gary Lyon as to who was going to have the boysenberry and who was going to have the choc mint.
It was drumsticks at 10 paces, was it? It was. So this is what goes on behind the scenes.
That's what happens behind the scenes. So anyway, Mrs. Hoyne's back. She's won the crew back over.
Who got boysenberry?
Gary Lyon.
Yeah,
of course he did.
Gary Lyon, he's big, and then Gary was all over it, but he says boysenberry. So it's not boysenberry, it's boysenberry.
So what does he say?
Boysenberry. So, that's not how it's pronounced.
Don't do that ever again. But
that sounds like that's right. Boysenberry.
the toys would have been out of the cot.
It's
If
too
Gary
quick.
didn't,
It's boysenberry.
Gary didn't get what he wanted, I'm sure the toys would have been out of the cot. And then
I'm glad everyone at home is safe in the knowledge that we are really focusing on the game and concentrating on it with the flavours of those
To
two
be
ice
honest,
creams.
this was the most interesting football chat I've ever been in.
Good stuff.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Larry Emdur. You may have seen him on such things like The Main Event, Celebrity Splash, Celebrity Dog School, Cash Bonanza, and of course, Family Double Dare. But to Chrissy, he is
Human sunshine.
And of course, the boys are hoping he's wearing his traditional outfit.
Do you reckon he'll be oiled up today?
If there's a God.
I hope so. Shirtless and oiled up.
You can read this oiled up hunk of a man's memoir, Happy As. It's out now. Here's Larry.
Truly one of the greats, Larry Emdur. It's so good to see you again.
I do have oil on under my thermolactyl underwear, guys,
Yes.
if you need to know.
Thermolactyls. Thank you for bringing that to us. Of course, we're cheating. We caught up last night at Robinson's bookstore in Frankston to launch your gorgeous tome, Happy As.
Yes.
Thank
you, Chrissy.
You wrote this in lockdown.
Yes.
What possessed you?
I wanted to cheer up a bit. Everyone's so sad the last couple of years. Just been so sad.
Even you, Larry.
Even me.
Even
well,
you.
it was on the morning show. Well, no, I mean, just on the morning show, like you guys, like you're talking about all the time. It's all day, every day for a couple of years with COVID. And I just started to think about these stories. It made me happy, and I thought, I'm going to write them down. 40 years in TV this year, so I thought that's a good time to do.
40 years, Brownie.
40 is unbelievable. Yeah, and you've aged gracefully. Like, how do you do it? You moisturise in the
I
morning?
moisturise, and I have a great surgeon, like a great surgeon.
Bit of Bowie.
I've got to say,
bit
you
of
really
Botox here and there.
You really have aged very well. Is that because you're a happy person, or is it because...
Yes.
I moisturise.
No, serious question. You seem to be somebody that kind of unlocked the relationship between mental health and physical activity quite early on.
Right.
And...
He does bicep curls, lots of them.
Well, you've surfed. You're a very active person.
Yeah,
Do you think that has kind of rewired your brain to be...
Well, I don't know, rewire. I think a lot of people in relation to mental health talk about exercise and activity, and I've always been relatively active. I grew up surfing all the time, and then I'll do something each day, a walk or a gym or something like that. But then I think my workspace is happy too. So, you know, they say if you're enjoying your work, you're not working a day in your life. And my work before the morning show is great fun, but before that it was game shows, and that's just playing games and giving away other people's stuff. So that's great fun.
I've got no doubt if we really dug deep, where I would find sadness very, very quickly.
There's-
But we're not. That's not what this is about. We're here to have a good time. Can I go to the game shows?
Yeah, right.
So, what was the best one?
Oh, the best one was Price is Right.
Yes.
Price is Right, for sure.
Why? What made that such? What?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Don't
do
you
it.
dare.
No, we already spoke to Larry about that.
Yeah, that's true.
High and lower joke.
What made that so much fun?
Well, the winners were great, but the losers, they weren't called losers, they were called consolation winners.
Yes.
That was great fun too.
Consolation.
You know,
winners,
so
I gotta remember
the people who would win stuff they didn't want.
Yeah.
That was good. So you couldn't go wrong on the Price is Right, because either
What were some of the prizes?
Yeah, what were some of the worst prizes?
Oh, so the lady who lived in the 24th floor apartment who won an above ground swimming pool. Come on, that's great TV, right?
What did you do?
Well, I laughed. Like the lady who lived in a caravan park who wins a roller door. That's funny. Come on. You know that's funny.
That is one...
It's like when our listeners ring up here and Dino offers them my book as a consolation prize. Not that well. Not that well accepted.
Larry, while we're on Price is Right, I've got some good gear for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Bob Barker, the American host, is still alive. He's 98 years old.
Yes.
Also famously beat the piss out of Happy Gilmore in the film Happy Gilmore.
That's right.
Too.
May I offer you a tidbit about Bob Barker?
Yes.
Please.
He was trained to fight by Chuck Norris.
Really?
That's a great tip.
And this is real. You can Google it. How good's that?
Wow, that's cool.
Have you been trained to fight by Chuck Norris, Larry?
How good's that, Larry?
What about the celebrity? Sorry, what about the celebrity versions of some of the shows you've done?
Oh, like Celebrity Dog School?
Yeah, who was on that? Who was on that?
I was offered that.
But you didn't have a dog, did you?
I did have a dog, but
Yeah.
she was so...
Why didn't you
well
do it?
behaved.
Why didn't you
I
do it? You
didn't
don't
need
like
to
me? Why didn't you do that?
Yeah.
I just
That's a miss there from you.
No. My dog didn't need anything to. She didn't train. She was too old.
It's a miss by you, Christine. You're lucky your TV career's recovered.
See, they proposed this celebrity dog school show to me, and I went, no, look, I don't think I really want to do that. And I went home and told Sylvie, and Sylvie said, I really want a new kitchen. So I went back to Channel 10 and said, okay, I'll do it. that was behind Celebrity Dog School.
Just on Sylvie, I want you to run us through when you first asked her. Well, actually, no, you the first time you told her you loved her.
Yes.
You did it in Polish.
I did it in Polish.
Oh,
why Polish?
Because she's Polish, and I thought that would be so adorable.
Absolutely.
So adorable.
Did you know any of the Polish language?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, but you can learn I love you in Polish, can't you?
Well, I thought I could. I called my best mate's dad who spoke Polish. I said, can you tell me how to tell this girl that I love her in Polish? And he said, say, Placki katoflani. Placki katoflani. So I practiced all week. Placki katoflani. Placki katoflani. we got to the nice restaurant, candles going, and I looked at Sylvia and I said, Placki katoflani. And she laughed. Potato pancake. It means potato pancake.
So your mate's dad stitched you up.
Go on. Yeah, stitch me.
Last night in the Q&A that we did at Robinson's bookstore, you told a funny story that I thought Sam's going to love this. So you had a... similar in a similar vein to one of my bosses saying to me, so Chrissy, you're fun, but you're not funny.
He's right.
He's absolutely right. They always are. You had a great line that somebody that a big TV boss said about you, because Larry has never won a Logie.
What?
Seems a huge oversight
about right.
to me.
It feels right to me, Sam. It feels right to me.
And it felt right to this TV exec, because what did he say?
He said, look, you're not popular, you're present. And I went, what do you mean? I said, what does that mean? And he said, well, it means that you're here. You're always around. You're always on TV, but you're not very popular, but you're around. And I went, well, that's not
okay.
Thanks.
You're present. You're just
present.
not popular.
That is incorrect, Larry.
Do you want to
tell him that?
Because we're running late. Do you want to do just one really spicy question in the cone of silence that we can't hear? Lower the cone.
Lower the cone. I'm putting you in the cone.
Do it. Okay. Wrong. No, that's it.
Oh, Larry Emdur alone at last.
Hello.
Thank you so much for asking me to launch your book for you last night in Frankston.
Thanks for doing it. Am I whispering?
It was a great honour.
Thank you for doing it.
And also, I know that this will embarrass you, but thank you so much for donating all that money to the Fred Hollows Foundation for my walk.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. What is your favourite protein?
Is this just you and me in here?
Yeah.
No one else is listening?
No one else can hear anything.
Just chicken, I reckon.
Is it?
Wow.
I thought you would have been an egg man.
I feel like they're listening, but they're looking, but they can't hear what we're saying.
Glad you went to the cone for this.
What is your Macca's order?
A quarter pounder meal. Maybe if Sylvie's not with me, large chips, and but I get a Diet Coke because it makes me feel better about myself.
Can you eat that while driving?
Well, you're not supposed to, so I would never do that.
Yeah, but can you?
But yeah, 100%.
What is the one job that you wish that you'd been offered?
Oh, that's a good one. I reckon the hosting role on Have You Been Paying Attention looks pretty breezy.
I've done that.
Is that even a gig? Yeah, it's not even a gig, is it?
No.
Because you've got all those people doing that stuff, right?
Correct.
I'm going to take this over.
Whoa, where'd you come
from? Jonathan Brown's broken in.
Oh, yeah. Now it's time for How Much Do You Bench Press with Jonathan Brown.
Are we raising the cone or are we still in the cone?
Christine, you can stay there.
No, we're raising it.
Larry Emdur.
No, we're raising it. We're raising it.
There you go, Larry. Answer the question. How much do you bench?
Not much.
Come on.
Can we?
Give
us the number.
What are we? 40, 50?
You do that with one finger, Larry.
Larry.
He said bench press, not bicep curl.
You really are human sunshine. I love you so much. You've meant so much to all of us during your career. You brought so much happiness to so many people.
Just by being present for all those years.
Present.
Well done.
Not popular.
Not popular, but present. Your book, Happy As, is an absolute joy. Grab it, and I do believe Father's Day is just around the corner. What a great Father's Day gift.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming.
See you, Larry.
Thank you, guys.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
And
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie's Celebrity Chase.
3 celebrities that you guys have to hunt down.
Yeah,
Big
mine.
ones too.
Mine is Lizzo. And I don't have her. But I am trying. So I've contacted our music director here.
Yeah.
And
Who's never delivered?
Never.
Take that back, John.
Well, he hasn't.
well, I've got
one
two.
thing.
I've got 2 names at Warner's that I'm going to try and track down because Lizzo's on Warner's, and I'm going to try and chat to Tony Mandolo.
Oh, Tony.
Yeah, Tony Mandolo and Karen Black. I'm going to call them after the show today and try and get moving. But there has been a request put in with International Artist Services at Warner Music.
Thank you,
done.
Swan. Thank you.
So I've got Don Johnson,
Oh, yes, brother.
which is just saying his name.
I
Just
thought he
sets
was dead.
He is not dead.
Okay.
I am tempted to halt trying to get Lizzo just to give you the head start because I would die to talk to Don Johnson.
Well, it'll be a bad interview because you'd be dead. I'd be dead. It's just Brownie and Dana
Brownie
talking
just
to an icon from the 80s and today.
Asking him how he remembers his lines and what does he bench.
And what is Tubbs up to. I wanted to... my latest is the research that I've done, just it's fleeting. I haven't gone overboard, but I've checked that, because some of the celebs are just, they're impossible. You don't, they're not on social media. Okay, listen, he's on Instagram.
Yes.
Posting regularly.
Is he?
Yeah, and also Cameo.
Really?
So
Is he?
How
he's
much
on.
does it cost on Cameo?
Good question.
I don't give it all away, John. This
Okay,
is
sorry.
we're on our separate quests here, right? I can't tell you how close I am or how far away I am.
What do you think's going to get his attention in a DM on Insta? I will.
Dick pic?
Yeah, dick pic.
Well, I'll take a photo of my boobs if you want. You can use that to chum up.
He's already got one set of mine, so I don't know.
You can use that to chum up the
Anyway,
wall.
listen.
He loves bath plugs.
What I'm saying is he's not off the what? He's
He
not
loves
off.
bath-
Don't ask.
He's not off the grid. That's what I'm saying. He's
active.
I think I'm feeling good about it. John.
I've got Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yours is hardest.
He lives in Tampa Bay at the moment because he's still playing. Retired to spend more time with his family, and 42 days later, unretired. So he's actually playing again. He's 45 years old. But I threw it out on Instagram just for that sign last week, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And my mate Jill Vetter sent me a message.
My mate Jill Vetter. You always go through Jill.
She is your mate. She is. And she sent me a message to say she's mates with Giselle, that she'll ask him with a
this is
fingers
good.
crossed emoji.
All right, here we go.
So
You're going through Bunchen to get to Brady.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going through Vetter to get to Bunchen to get to Brady.
Whoa,
Now,
Jonathan.
I think I'm a chance. I think I'm a real chance here.
Do you reckon Jill knows Don Johnson?
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. It is freezing out there today. I'm definitely going to be wearing a balaclava later.
3 degrees currently.
3 degrees. But welcome to the microphone, Tony Martin.
Yes, it's an educational show. I always write down what I've learnt from this program. Who is Milton Dick? That was a discussion on this.
He's the new Speaker of the House, I believe, for time.
Is he?
Isn't he?
And owner of one of the greatest names. He's a young man too, Milton Dick.
He's overcome a lot in his life to rise to that position in the land. Well done.
I can't stop saying Milton Dick.
It's a great name.
It's fun.
It's one of the great names.
There'd have to be a lot of perks to get the Speaker of the House's job. You actually sit there and just listen to that boring conversation day in, day out.
Works great for the New Zealand accent, Milton Dick.
Is that what you've learnt?
Oh, that's what I've learned. I must have learned more.
It's an entertaining show, clearly.
Is that what happens when you're naked and stand too close to a flame?
Milton Dick.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
And Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. Brownie just had his phone light on. How much of a putz do you feel like?
Hey, putz.
You're a putz.
Whoa!
Whoa. Okay.
Hang on a second.
You're on a fight.
No,
You're on a fight, do you?
No, well, at least it'll be well lit if we punch on.
Tony Martin's here.
Was Putz a character from Greece?
He was.
I know
Not
we're
to be
talking.
confused with Potsy from
Oh,
Happy
is that-
Days.
That's right.
The other
Okay.
period drama.
What period was it?
Did you use putz as a kid?
I know there wasn't a lot of.
I'm trying to bring it
There wasn't
back
a lot
time.
of Yiddish slang in 1970s New Zealand, but I do remember Happy Days was set in the 50s.
Yeah.
But then Morecambe Mindy wasn't. That confused us because it
Yeah.
was the same universe, wasn't it?
Not
the
many
same
people
timeline.
know. Not many people realise that Morecambe Mindy was a spin-off from Happy Days.
Yeah. So,
Can I ask, was the Happy Days set in the 60s,
or 50s.
but in the 60s in real life?
No, it was
So
in
when
the-
did it air is my
In the
question.
70s, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're learning a lot this morning. Let's pop off to the theatre. So we went and saw The Picture of Dorian Gray. Couldn't get tickets to The Picture of Ugly Dave Gray, the one I wanted to see.
That'd be good.
But we went to the MTC. Is it the MTC? It was at the Arts Centre. And as you know, it's a complicated technical show with a lot of multimedia.
Is it? I didn't know that. Was it well known that that's the case?
Absolutely.
John, did you know that?
I didn't have a clue.
It was
Well, why wouldn't you
extraordinary.
just bring that up?
It's a one-person, one-woman show.
Okay.
And the actress is playing all the characters.
Yes.
And
36 or 26 or 46 or
and
something
some of them
crazy.
are on screen, so
Yeah.
she's interacting with herself.
It's like Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor.
It was exactly
Basically,
like that.
it's the barbershop
I
scene.
was going to say barbershop for sure.
It was the barbershop scene times 12.
Yes.
Anyway, it's the Saturday matinee. We got 20 minutes in. Woman's in the middle of a scene. Announcement comes on. Due to technical problems, we're going to have to call it off. And-
What? Call it off?
Well, there was an interval. They had a sudden interval, went for about half an hour. Then we all came back in and they went, sorry, can't get anything to work. Off you shoot. The whole thing was abandoned.
Wow.
Were they out of
it was
power or
abandoned.
something? Or
I was getting older than the Picture of Dorian Gray itself, waiting for them to get radio rentals in to whack up the big screen.
So, do you have any idea of like what the technical problem was, or did
It wasn't
did you
the
even-
it
before
wasn't the actor. I don't want to
no before the
impugn
announcement.
the actor.
Before the announcement came on,
No, everything seemed to be fine. It was generally like watching Multiplicity on the stage.
Good Michael Keaton.
It was
reference.
all going fine.
Tone was looking forward to his chalk top. Is there an intermission?
No, it's normally done without an interval, but on this occasion it was done with an interval that is still going.
So I never back, and then what refund?
I guess so, yes.
Oh,
I think we get an email. But it did get me thinking about things going wrong in plays. And this wasn't a funny one.
It's a niche topic.
If something does go wrong in a play, you want it to be funny. I think I've mentioned I once saw Julius Caesar where he's being stabbed, and obviously they're using those knives that have a spring in them, retractable, and the actors let go of the knife and it sprung out in the audience.
That's fun.
That's always good.
Classic.
At my school, we had a production of Hamlet where they were forced to stage the sword fight with one sword. Someone stole one of the swords. Now ask yourself, how would you do that? How do you have a sword fight with one sword? What happens is one of the actors has to stand in the wings with a broom while Hamlet stands on stage fighting with an unseen enemy.
No.
And then at one point the fight goes into the wings and they swap
Swap
over and
over.
the other one comes out.
Smart.
The most ridiculous thing I've ever
some
seen.
great-
Well,
Creative thinking.
in saying that though, Tone, that that whatever that they didn't result in the play having to be stopped like your one.
Exactly.
I mean, your one's Dorian Gray obviously too technical
Yes.
to carry on. That one there, they were able to just call an audible and keep going.
If they'd done it at my school, we would have thought of a
Well,
way to keep
there's a
going.
miss, by the
We
way.
actually I was involved in an early version of Dorian Gray style multimedia in the 70s.
Wow.
Because we had one of the first video recorders at the school. Mate of mine for an art/English project. We had to put on a play. So we did a show of an old radio show, The Goon Show.
Yeah.
So we turned some of the scripts into a stage show. but we didn't have an ending. And so what we thought, what we'll do, because the Goon Show often just petered out. They didn't have an ending. So we got the headmaster of the school to record a message on the telly. So we got a telly wheeled out on stage.
Yeah.
And we had the headmaster pre-recorded coming on and saying, this play's gone on long enough, I'm calling it off. Nice. And then we had an argument with him.
Whoa!
So he recorded a conversation, leaving pauses so that we could argue with him.
Did you ever get the timing wrong?
Yes. Never was
How
quite
old were you when this was happening?
This is like about 14.
This is cutting
amazing.
And this is in the 70s. Like, even a video recorder was a startling new object from the future. But then, this was the best bit.
Startling new object from the future.
But then, so then the headmaster, we don't stop the play. So the headmaster produces a shotgun.
Whoa!
Our headmaster had his own shotgun for some reason.
Whoa!
And then he fires the shotgun upwards. And then we had the TV rigged so that the top of the TV blew off.
Oh, my God.
And then the set from the show fell over.
Mate, that's like
That
the
was-
headmaster out of Back to the Future.
It was-
He had a shotgun as well.
Yes.
everyone agreed that it was the only good bit. But that was very... They should have had a bit of that on standby for the picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes,
could
they
have
should
could have just wheeled out a 26-inch pie, 3-in-1, with my headmaster and some glitter bombs.
A 26-inch pie, PYE, yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Tones here, don't move.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Our friend Tony Martin.
Yes. I'm here. I saw have you been paying attention last night?
Thanks for watching, Tony. No one else in this studio bothers.
I did. I watched a little bit.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
Waddy.
yeah.
Isn't Brownie doing his own show?
No, he's not. It's over
Have you
early. He's
watched
got
any-
plenty of time. But he does it at 6:30 now, Tone, right? So he's home. He's home at about.
Yeah, to watch the reruns of my show.
It's called the Encore, John.
Yeah, that's what.
Sorry.
This is how he plugs his on the couch. Which you've got a wonderful association with Fox Footy, Tone. Remember you weren't you doing?
Yes.
But he says, yeah, it was on the couch, 6:30, Encore on at 8:30.
So I get rushed home to watch the Encore. I'm not going to watch it. Have you been paying attention when the Encore is on the couch?
We were all on telly last
What did
night.
you see?
6:30 Brownie, 7:30 me, 8:30 Pang.
It wasn't 8:30.
And Dino,
Border security, brother. Of course.
Yep.
A dog was looking at my bag.
again.
What did you see, Tone?
Well, I noticed you were in trouble with Andrew Bolt because
Not me personally.
no,
thank
but
you.
the Prime Minister had what did he lowered the?
Yeah, no, but according to Andrew, that the Prime Minister's appearance on our show last week had cheapened the office of the Prime Ministership by appearing on a Channel 10 quiz show.
So even
I agree with
cheaper
him.
than going on
You
the
do
Bolt
not.
report. You're saying? Didn't realise that was possible.
Is there anything low? I don't. Has the Prime Minister been on Sky News after
I
dark?
don't know. The other one, the old one, did surely.
Well, he'd have his own show soon, wouldn't
The
he?
previous one. But the thing is, when the Prime Minister went on, I didn't see the episode where Albo was on.
He represented himself well.
Tony, here's a little
funny.
bit. Here's a second of it.
That's just mean, Sam.
I copped that one.
What did you say?
I asked him if he had genuine hopes for change, or did he think that he'd be broken and crippled by the compromises he has to make to stay in power?
That's just mean, Sam.
Thank you. I
Fair
thought it was
enough.
not a bad question.
Did he mention, because obviously what the Prime Minister of the day always tries to do is appear to be a normal bloke by referencing things that people recognise. Did
Yeah.
he drop any films or TV shows or bands? They often like to, they'll
No,
go,
but
yes,
it
I'm
was-
into rogue traders. You'll often see a bit of that.
Perfect level of band.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that, but he'd been watching, so he had some callbacks,
Don't you
which
think-
normalised him.
Don't you think
Like taxi ride, am I right?
of all of the things Scott Morrison did, the weirdest thing was when he referenced that movie, The Croods. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that
Yes.
felt quite weird.
That was almost as weird as the famous Mark Latham, John Howard handshake.
Oh, that was awful.
It was just, you mentioned The Croods and you just went, oh, there's something wrong with that bloke.
The Abbott Onion was off.
The Abbott Onion, the
Abbott-
Latham handshake,
The Abbott Budgie
the
Smugglers was
ScoMo
off.
Wasn't
Croods.
ScoMo's kids too old for Croods as well?
Just the idea that ScoMo himself was sitting down watching The Croods.
What was the context for the cruise?
It was
It was
Something
about, you know what it was? It was about. I reckon it was about getting back out there.
That's right.
It was about COVID and it's time to get back out there because I've only seen the cruise once, but it was one of the crews was quite scared or something and wasn't embracing life and. It was a wonderful reference. It's all in my book. Don't worry about it.
Just want to talk about, does anyone get a phone call?
Tony doesn't have confidence at the moment. He jumps into these anecdotes and then he gets halfway down the runway and then he's looking to sort of pull out.
And I'm not...
He just stops running.
I'm the pilot of this plane. There's a lot of instruments and I have no faith in them that they're going to work.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
Sudden gear change. We'll do that.
Yeah, I'm kidding you.
Is anyone here getting phone calls?
Yes.
Constant sort of, I don't know, I don't really use the
scam
word.
ones.
Are they scam phone calls where someone's claiming that you've got to send your credit card details or your Amazon Prime?
I got one from my brother the other day.
Is he doing? Being scammed by your brother? We're constantly getting the one where it's your Amazon Prime account will be charged. And we're going, we don't have an Amazon Prime account.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, well, we need your credit card details. Will be charged. Again, well, surely the fact that you don't have them suggests that I will not be charged.
Well done.
But anyway, in the latest Sizzletown, this is obviously a reenactment. This isn't real. This is me faking it up. But this is precisely a conversation I had with someone from one of those calls, and this is how to deal with them, I think.
Hello, is this Mr. Martin?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's just a courtesy call to let you know you're going to be charged for your Amazon Prime account. Let's get some fresh details from you for your credit card.
Oh, really? So what, I'll be charged even though you don't have my details? That's
it, yeah. I'm afraid this charge is going to be going through unless we get a fresh imprint from you.
Firstly, I should tell you, I don't actually have an Amazon Prime account.
You don't have, well, that's the thing. I mean, if you don't give us those details, I'm afraid you will have one of these accounts. You're going to be charged full cost for it.
Really? Well, this is very strange. Who is this?
Oh, I'm calling from Amalgamated Conglomerations.
Amalgamated Conglomeration?
Employee licensed company. We're
in what?
We're in the position of being able to stop this payment from going through. You just got to give us that number.
Okay, well, I guess I have no choice.
Yeah,
let's see, I've got a card here.
What do you got?
Yep, here's one. It's a Visa.
Visa, yep.
Yep, and the number is, you ready? It's 1 4. You got that?
Sorry, what? What's the rest of it?
Well, that's it. It's 14.
What?
I'm quite old. It was one of the very first Visa cards that they did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
14, that's my card number.
You got an expiry date there for you?
Yes. It's here. It's the 15th of the 16th.
The what? Well, I don't understand.
Well, again, it's quite an old card, so they're operating off the Gregorian calendar.
Okay, all right.
You don't want the security number on the back?
All right.
I'll give you that.
You give us that. Yeah, what is it?
It's, let's see, 7 3 9 4 2 7 8 14
all right.
297
yeah, all right.
75 76
Goodbye.
77 oh, he's gone. Oh, well, that's I find that's the best way to deal with one of those calls, if you get one. Try that yourself. It is a lot of fun. The only way is to waste their time.
Is that episode live of Sizzletown now?
That is
fantastic.
That is there. Yeah.
Listen to Sizzletown. Tone, have a good week this season.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. And, Mr. Fuji.
How about some tropical stuff?
Of course, that news does lead tropical stuff. Although between Ash Gardner and your celebrity spots, I feel as though, it's everyone. I think everyone knows it's a sad day, and Richard Wilkins badly affected.
Very
had to leave the Today Show. Well, they had to cut their break.
Jenna Hansen this morning is our breaky star on Smooth, and she was obviously a bit sad.
Did you ever meet her, Brownie?
No, I didn't have the pleasure of meeting her.
I have met her, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she came on The Circle.
Well, it must have been memorable for you to actually recall that.
Exactly.
The amount of guests you had on that show that you have no idea that were on it.
I'd never forget Olivia.
She's passed away at the age of 73, and her husband, John Easterling, has described her as a symbol of triumph and hope.
I agree with that.
Moving some closer to home, Patrick Cripps has been offered a 2-match suspension by the Match Review. This is after Jonathan Brown on the weekend said that there's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
He won't go. 2 weeks.
I didn't
Do you
say
ever know what you're talking
I
about?
didn't say there was nothing to see. I said that they should take it to the tribunal, which they will, and they should use Willie Rioli getting off at the start of the year in round 1 as
Which they will.
They will.
So you can't get off 2 games, right?
Can you get
the
off?
best discount would be 1 game.
You should get it off. Simple as that. It's a hard game to make split-second decisions like that when contesting the football, so he should get off.
Say it was a football action. Say it was a football incident.
Well, it was a football action, Sam.
Anyway, so you got 2 weeks, Swanee, which is big for Carlton fans because there's only 2 weeks left in the season.
I know, and they're already lost.
Well, no, they haven't lost them yet, have they?
Close enough.
As good as.
Yeah, you're right.
But my gut feel, he should get it. He should get off.
When does
my
that happen?
gut feel is he won't get off.
What?
Which is the hard part.
Oh my God! What is wrong with you?
because this is what happens. There's inconsistencies in decisions. So because it was round 1 4 or 5 months ago, and the AFL weren't happy about that decision, I'm sure there would be influence behind the scenes, Sam, to make sure he gets suspended this time.
When does this happen? When do we find out? Does it happen?
No, it's tonight, is it?
I don't know.
Why would he?
I don't know. Why would you know?
I've clocked off until Friday night, until I'm chomping into those drumsticks or Golden Gate times, whatever, eating at half time. Maxi Bonds.
Ashton Kutcher has revealed that an autoimmune disorder left him without the ability to see, hear, or walk.
Wow.
2 years ago, I had this weird this is a quote from him, just in case you want. I had a weird, super rare form of vasculitis that, knocked my vision. Why am I doing the like bit? It knocked his vision out, it knocked his hearing out, and it knocked his equilibrium out.
It's like you on Friday night with Hollywood Jack.
Yeah, at the brewery, they launched that beer. What was the beer again?
I can't remember. What was it called? One more?
Jack?
Sippy.
Well, you're not allowed to mention that as a CUB ambassador.
I'm sure it would have tasted like apple juice. Like
Whoa, you can't say that.
Take that back.
Well, I'm saying, like, a lot of the craft beers, they're a bit fruity.
You're not very supportive of any sort of competition, are you? You like apple.
You wait till Carlton release a craft beer. Then it'll be all over it.
Exactly.
Until that time. No.
I'm Jonathan Brown. I love
Mother's
this.
milk.
This beautiful
Very
mother's
strong.
milk.
It's like
This
tasting
fruity,
beer, Sam.
fruity taste. Love it. Yes. Flowers. Whatever. Hey, I just wanted to...
Tastes like chocolate.
Army Hammer.
Yeah,
in the
give
news.
us what now?
The Instagram account, Do Moi.
Demois, yeah.
Demois.
Follow it on Instagram if you want some juice.
Hammer spotted a takeaway shop. Yes. Really? Saw Army Hammer at Sweetfin in Venice today. He asked for steak in his bowl, but he actually tipped well, though. Hammer, good tipper.
It's going well.
He asked for steak in his bowl. What's that? Is that code for mannequins?
Jack? I don't know. Young people. Steak in his bowl.
It looks like a poke bowl place, Swanee. So I think he's added steak into his bowl.
And he got a side of gimp mask. So that's nice.
Well, he's doing well. He's a real estate agent now. He's obviously doing well. He's got sweet real estate agent's cash.
He's not, John.
Well, what is he? Timeshare. Remember I was over there for the Super Bowl. Myself and Campbell Brown were getting at a poke bowl place, and we nearly saw a bloke an offender get shot right in front of us. The coppers bailed him up. Oh yeah, it was a big standoff.
America's
fun.
fun.
He had a knife, and the coppers pulled out a machine gun on him. Mate, we were standing 5 minutes.
That's escalated a bit, hasn't it?
I had the salmon poke.
Of course you did, yeah. Nice.
By the way, I thought this is going to be interesting.
Well, now you know. Apart from all the gun stuff, no one puts steak in a poke bowl.
No, that's right. Well, this guy tried to, and look what happened to him. The gun's drawn on him.
Smack.
Just want to finish with a little salute to the dad over there in the fun-loving Canadian dad. Fun-loving Canadian dad. Who's not in?
Who?
Right into the microphone, Swanee.
No,
Yawning straight into the microphone.
Didn't. There's no proof of it.
Rick Moranis?
He would be a fun-loving
He's
Canadian
American,
dad.
though.
God damn
Is he? You sure?
Yeah. No.
I'm not sure.
No.
Exactly. Anyway, fun-loving Canadian dad, Daniel Hashimoto. You got to take it off to him. His kids, James and Sophia, 11 and 7, have declared something that he's done as the best toy ever.
Oh.
He successfully converted a household leaf blower into a flamethrower.
Yes!
Yes!
The man's a genius.
How?
The man's a genius.
Mate, my kid will be listening to this. Get home today, my blower will be a flamethrower.
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
Put it down.
Oh
How
God!
does
Yeah,
he do
actually,
it?
yeah. I hope he's gone. I hope Bam Bam doesn't hear about this because you'll be on the tools tonight converting the household leaf blower into a flamethrower. Not sure how to do it, Swanee, but the reason he did it was to scorch around their backyard in a, it's a disarming but charming video.
Well,
The kids with a flamethrower.
You wouldn't be able to do it. You'd be able to put a wick on the front of the the chute, and then you'd be able to light it up. You just need some kerosene. Light up the end.
Gee, I
of the
wonder
town.
where Bam Bam gets his terrorist activities from.
I'll let you know how it goes in the morning, guys.
Can't wait.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.